Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave to the playoffs. I've already touched on this topic in previous videos, and I'm genuinely excited about it. We're here not just to compete, but to win, and that's the general belief that the Warriors are the favorites. Even playing away, the series will be played in a best-of-7 format with 3 games in San Francisco and 4 in Houston. The Warriors come in as favorites with odds of -196. While the Rockets are at +164, though the difference isn't massive, it still indicates an advantage. This reflects the expectation that this experienced team, ranked 7th, and coming out of the play-in tournament with stars like Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green, will continue to outshine Fred VanVleet and Seijan, as well as a player the Warriors really dislike, Dillon Brooks. We'll dive deeper into that soon, but it's almost certain that both Dillon Brooks and Draymond Green will rack up some technical fouls during this duel. Interestingly, in my view, the Warriors are still considered the favorites despite the Rockets being seen as the superior team. Again, here's the schedule, which I've already analyzed, so make sure to save this image. An interesting point for the Warriors is that there will be a 2-day gap between the first and second games, as well as between the second and third. After that, the gap will be just 1 day for this experienced team, especially considering their participation in the play-in. This 4-day interval could work in their favor against the younger Rockets. This season, the Warriors faced the Rockets and came away with 11 wins and 2 losses. They started the campaign with 2 victories over them, but suffered a heavy loss in their last matchup, which I believe they should have won. We let that game slip away, and many of the mistakes happened before Jimmy Butler arrived. For those who are out of the loop, had we participated in the play-in tournament, the Timberwolves would have been in our current position, but we had to face a strong opponent that would have led to a second-round matchup, which I consider more advantageous than facing this team right away in the first round. Honestly, I don't think we have a great matchup against them, plus the rivalry between 2 iconic players always adds something extra. Let's save that for later in the playoffs. Looking at the recent performance of one team against another, it's notable that in the last 5 matchups the team secured 3 wins and suffered 2 losses, with one of the losses being particularly frustrating. Some key players were absent, but that may have worked in our favor, as we avoided a direct duel. The rival team, on the other hand, lost 3 games in a row, but they had already secured their position, which led them to relax until the end of the season, focusing on ensuring they were fully recovered. The team won their division with a total of 52 wins and finished 3rd in another division with 48 wins. Now let's break down the team stats. The average points per game are pretty balanced, as are the shooting percentages. While the Rockets hold a slight advantage in rebounds, however, the home team stands out with 6 more assists per game. This highlights the importance of maintaining an intense pace and not settling for average shots. We need to focus on moving the ball to create high-quality finishing opportunities. When we managed to get around 75 to 80% of our shots assisted, our offensive production really stands out. Looking at the conventional stats, points per game are crucial, and when evaluating 3-point shooting, the home team averages 15 points and 4 per game. Now let's analyze the Rockets' position. Considering the conventional stats, we've already discussed points per game. When we look at field goals and 3-point attempts, we need to review the standings. The home team averages 15 points and 4 from 3-point range per game. The Rockets, however, rank 22nd with 12 points and 7. This indicates that we average 3 more 3-pointers per game compared to them, resulting in a 9-point advantage against their solid defense. Therefore, it's essential for players to make 3-pointers in key moments, with others also capable of executing plays. Everyone needs to perform at a high level, and if we can convert our 3-point shots, we'll be in a good position to solidify this advantage. It's well known that 3-point shooting can change the dynamics at home and is a challenging element on the road. When we look at shooting percentages, we realize that we're not far superior compared to the league, hitting 36%, while the Rockets are at 35% again. We're making 3 more per game, which is reflected in the stats. Free throws have been challenging, especially after the arrival of a new player, but we've made significant improvements. Previously, the free throw conversion rate was 70%, while the opposing team, which had an underperforming season, raised theirs to 76%. A 6% increase over 30 games is substantial. The Rockets have the worst free throw percentage in the league, with 73% going to the line 22 times and converting 16. The home team is also going to the line 22 times, making 16. Therefore, free throws will be crucial as neither team excels in this area. Whoever can convert them will have an advantage in close games. It's likely many of these matchups will be tight, with margins of up to 5 points in the final minutes, so it's important to be prepared for intense battles. Details like three-pointers and free throws will make all the difference. Looking at the overall turnover differential, the home team has a differential of 3.3, which isn't excellent, and while we aim for championships, we're typically in the upper part of the rankings. The Rockets, however, have a differential of 4.5, which means they commit fewer turnovers and are more efficient on offense. Therefore, a quick overview highlights some relevant stats for this team, especially regarding field goals and three-pointers. The Rockets currently have a slightly reduced turnover average, indicating greater offensive efficiency. Let's go over some important stats that are key to the team's performance. We'll analyze points including field goals and three-pointers from the Warriors. In terms of rebounds, the Rockets stand out as the best team in the league, averaging 48 rebounds per game, with the Warriors following closely behind at 45. It's crucial for the team to work on getting offensive rebounds and limiting second chance opportunities for the opposition. On defense, limiting second chance opportunities is essential. Offensively, the Warriors need to focus on securing some rebounds under Looney's presence. It's evident that some players are particularly effective on the boards, and athleticism is a key factor in this aspect. When it comes to assists per game, the Warriors average 29, positioning them favorably in the rankings, while the Rockets average 23, indicating a more individual style of play. The Golden State team must ensure players maintain their energy, and if they execute their tactical plan efficiently, moving the ball and creating assists, they'll make the most of the two-day break between games. Additionally, the Rockets have an impressive 5.5 more shooting opportunities than their rivals, a significant advantage that places them fifth among all teams over the past 25 seasons. This advantage stems from their competence in rebounding both offensively and defensively, which restricts the opponent's second chance opportunities. While the Rockets are creating solid scoring opportunities, they struggle with field goal accuracy. They lead the league in offensive rebound percentage by a significant margin, averaging 18 points in second chance opportunities over the last 29 seasons. As a small ball team, rebounds remain a crucial aspect. The expectation is that Looney will need to battle Sean, and there are chances for TJD to step in. All players on the floor, including Curry and Draymond, will need to be ready to rebound and defend. Attention should also be paid to how to engage players, with everyone on the team working in unison, especially when defending against key players. Every player on the floor needs to ensure they block their men and get back on defense. This is critical to preventing fast breaks, as the opponents are strong offensively. However, the team is not weak defensively. Even with a smaller lineup, it became clear how one of the players managed to closely guard an important shooter in the last game of the season, effectively limiting their chances to receive the ball. They ended up playing like it was a 4-on-4 matchup, with one player shadowing the shooter at all times. This player is young, agile, and a rising talent in the league, and it's likely they will use the same tactic in this series. While it may be challenging to maintain this level of defense throughout the series, it's expected that they will be a constant presence. So how can a team generate opportunities for their primary shooter? How can they facilitate his movement without the ball and ensure he receives passes in favorable positions? They'll likely try to set screens and look for switches. If the opponents don't switch, the team may use pick and role plays involving some of their key players be prepared for a more elaborate game plan from a team compared to their previous performance against this opponent, focusing on how to neutralize the defense. Additionally, if one of the other players can convert their three-point shots, it will present significant challenges. Just as teams often leave certain players open, they may give the same freedom to the shooter, but his ability to score and defend well can create complications for the opposing team. Furthermore, the absence of a player has been quite noticeable in the last two games. There's uncertainty about how much time he will be able to play. Will this affect other players' playing time? This will likely depend on the plan that will be put in place, but his athletic